Okay guys, so I'm going to show you a couple ways that you can look at the jawbone work here. Let me see, my cheekbones. I think that might be where I don't know where my Day of the Dead stuff is at. There they are. Okay, so that's on with top of the skull. Okay, well then I am going to make another new layer to call this text, and put those things inside of it. There. Now I can lock that and turn it off. Now it's its own thing. Okay, so layer 4. Don't really have anything going on here. We have this for our skull so far. So now I'm going to work on this jawbone right down here. So let's get started with that. That'll be my layer 4. So what I'm going to do with that is use a rounded rectangle and have it come down to right about there. Command Y to remove all my fill, and then it's just a matter of moving these guys up to where they can do the most amount of good. So put that one over there. Just looking for my angles. That's all I'm looking for right now. So that looks pretty good. And then just like before, convert anchor point will allow me to get some good curve going on here. Same with this one. And see what I'm doing. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Maybe bring this in a little bit. What about this one? Bring this one in a little bit. Then I can bring this one out a little bit. Okay, so I'll use this guy to come in because I want that kind of curve and then the jawbone to stick out. That's the kind of look I'm going for. There we go. Yep, that looks pretty good. And actually I'm going to reflect this, so I don't really care about the rest of it because I'm going to be smart about this. So this is the only one I care about. Couldn't care less what's going on over here. And I'll show you why. I want a gradient to come down in this direction. So let's do that. Let's get this to have no stroke, and then we'll look at the gradient here. That's a little bit too dark, and this we're going to have the opacity come down to nothing, and then I'm going to draw that from here on down, and maybe a little bit more. There we go. There. Well, there, that looks good. Okay, now that I have this, there's a couple things that I don't need with it. So let's first add an anchor point here, so this can move down. Stop it. There. Add my anchor point so I can move this piece down here a little bit. Get this one to come down a little bit. Get this one to come down a little bit. There, that way I can follow this curve a little bit better. Okay, there, that'll work. And now I can move this guy over to about here. Okay, so why am I going through all this rigmarole? All this business? It's because I can minus front. If I pick my midpoint, or what's approximately going to be my midpoint, I can select both of these and minus front. And now I have just the one item that I want. Go to my layers and arrange them properly. And that's starting to look pretty good. It looks like a jawbone waiting to happen. Actually, I do think I want my gradient on that to actually be 100% white. That would make more sense. One thing you can do, this might be a good idea to do this, is to get a new layer set up way down at the bottom, right above your template. Draw a box on it and fill it with black so you can actually see the see the skull head. So that tells me that my top of skull, that the gradient on here needs to be, yeah, this guy definitely needs to be 100% white. Well, that's going to be a tricky one. Well, what to do, what to do, what to do. Okay, well, I think I know. If we blend all these together, then we can make this white. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be easier. Okay, so I'm not worried about what's going on right here with this black because my teeth are going to go there. So I'm going to take this guy and reflect and make a copy. Once those guys are overlaid, select them both, merge. Well, no, I don't think I want to do that actually, because I like having the gradient in both spots. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Go to my layers here with my cheekbones. See how my cheekbones are set up? And I have two different gradients going on. I got this one coming down and going to white, which is become transparent. So the issue here is it can't come all the way across. Yeah, the issue is I can only choose one at a time. So I have to grab this path and bring it over some. Just like I have to grab this path and bring it over some. So they're the same size. Then I can fill this with white. Same with this one. This one. But he needs to be on top of everything. This one. And then finally the top of the skull. See, top of skull really should be on top of everything. Well, that one can be transparent still, because it is covered up, the white's covered up by the temples. So that is starting to look pretty good. This guy is a little too much in, just like this guy is a little too much in. Then I got these lines down here I'm not a fan of, so we're going to move those up just a little bit. Oh, that was the wrong one. That one. Move him up just a little bit. Now we're starting to get cheekbones. This guy I've got to move up, but he needs to be on top of everybody. Alright, so to get rid of that, yep. Okay, it took me a second to figure it out, but now I have it. What I need is for this to be a gradient that goes, dark to transparency, but I need for this to be the same color as this. So that's easily done with the eyedropper tool. There we go. Get it on top of everybody. And it's going to have lines right here that you don't want. So I'll have to move this guy up some, so you're not hiding the gradient here and here. And then just move this in until those paths intersect. That's a little bit better. Maybe move this down a little bit. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Okay, this gradient is still kind of weird. It's a weird oval shape. So we're going to fix that. Oops, have to select it first. Alright, so the best thing I can think of is to rotate this. So I'm going to move the mouse until it looks like this and rotate it this way. And then I could even move this back a little bit. There. Now I have a nice shadow on there. Now these things right here, these little bumps, those can get fine-tuned with the anchor points. Anchors will fix everything if you know what you're doing. That looks pretty good. Click on the anchor. Move this one down a little bit. Move that handle a little bit. There. Nice and smooth. This one could come out just a little bit to hide that little strip that was in the background, like this one right here. We'll hide that strip.